Welcome to lesson 64 of A Course in Miracles. Let me not forget my function. And lesson 63 was, my function was to forgive because I am the light of the world. So when I see myself and others through, a space of truth, which is deep down within ourselves, then I am the light of the world. Let me not forget my function. It's such an amazing lesson, because so easily we forget our function. So easily we fall on judgment, and how the world outside us is made up to confuse us, to obscure this light. I mean, if you just connect to yourself, it's really interesting how the mind, the egoic mind, really boycotts us. Really thinking subliminal thoughts, like really, you got these different layers of thoughts, and there's one layer of thought that is underneath the one that you can actually think about very clearly. That level of thought is there, like a shark under the water, ready to attack. But the problem with this is that it doesn't really attack. It's constantly biting. And maybe you can tell what I'm telling you. When you're just feeling doubtful about yourself, or whether you are judging yourself, or you are fearful about a specific situation, or you are not trusting, you are resentful or angry. It's just that level of thought that is just keeping you attached. And because of that level of thought, everything you see in the world, it just mirrors your thoughts. So you might see a situation, and when you are listening, when you are like underneath, when you are caught by those thoughts, you look at the situation and that situation looks one way. It looks scary, it looks doubtful. But when you're feeling connected with God, with your divinity, you don't even notice that situation. So it's just so amazing how this thought pattern, this egoic thought, can drive us really crazy, and can keep us obscure. One thing that I've been practicing is the difference between an egoic thinking from divine connection. And the egoic thinking feels very tight, and is mainly in the frontal cortex. You might even get a slight headache because of the overthinking. So it's just here, really dense, really tight. There's not really space to move because you're really trapped into this egoic thinking. But divine connection and thinking through the mind of God is expansive, so you feel expanded. The mind is all over. It's not just at the frontal cortex, so you feel that there's mind everywhere around you and within you, and you're truly connected to everything. So there's not competition, there's not you don't need to protect yourself from anything, because you are connected to it all. So it's just a beautiful connection that we need to constantly keep aiming for. So what's the lesson? Hold on. Let me not forget my function. Let me not try to substitute mine for God's. Let me forgive and be happy. This is the world. It is my function to save. So happiness, if you're not happy, if you're feeling resentful, jealous, envious, low self-esteem, lack of self-love, angry, frustrated, sad, depressed, anxious, stressed, any of that, be assured that you're driven by the egoic mind, the small mind that keeps you trapped. Yeah, and it's not you. So the key is to release that, to disconnect from that mind and connect to the mind of God. Let me not forget my function. My function is to be the light. My function is to forgive. And by forgiving, I am light. And this is my function in this world. When I'm seeing myself through my own judgment and I'm keeping myself small, and or I'm judging someone else and I'm keeping them small, I am not doing my function. So what is my function? My function is to be light. My function is to be happy. My function is to be at peace. If you're not any of those, then you're not doing your function. And then you need to keep doing the work, whatever work you need to be doing to release this egoic mind and connect back to your divinity and to God's mind. So lots of practice for us all. And yeah, just become more and more aware of how trapped we are with this egoic mind. But yeah, there is hope. The hope is in awareness. See you tomorrow for lesson 65.